Unapologetically black. I'm black, capital A, capital F. I love black women. Hennessy, black with no chaser.
What comes to mind is no cut cards. We're not holding back anything as black people, regardless of whatever the struggles, regardless of whatever pain, everything that we pretty much felt in 2020. Black with no chaser represents we not holding nothing back 2021. Everything they said we couldn't get, we coming to get.
Really appreciate y'all. This has been one of the most amazing interviews I've ever done.
Well, like this Black with No Chaser radio station.
And we're back for another episode of the Black Lunch Break. Today's guest is Matthew Head. If you are not tuned in to Lifetime's Mahalia Jackson Story, you need to be. It's coming out super soon, and you're going to be able to listen to the enjoyable sounds of Matthew Head composing everything in this film. Let's get into it.
You know, because I, as you know, as somebody from New Orleans, we used to go to the Mahalia Jackson Center, before Katrina, and then Katrina hit, and then a lot of stuff didn't open back up, whatever, right? It's a sad story, but we in that thing all the time, man. So Mahalia Jackson is near and dear to me, and so I'm glad we'll be able to talk about this upcoming film that's coming out, brother. And congratulations to you on much success in your career. And so, but anyway, Sika, I'm gonna just,
you gonna let me get this show rolling? I appreciate you, bro. So, Matthew, welcome to the Black Lunch Break. I'm hella excited that you're here, considering you being a music composer. This is, like I said, my bag. So, the questions that I have lined up for you outside of Mahalia Jackson, I hope you're ready for them, seriously. But the first thing that we ask guests as soon as they come on the show is what comes to mind when you hear the words Black with No Chaser?
Wow. No filter. You know what I'm saying? Go all in. I mean, when you're drinking, you don't need to taste nothing. We don't need to doll it up, make it sweet. Just be honest, be truthful. That's what I think about it.
Mm-hmm.
All facts.
Bringing back to that
sweet shit.
No.
Yeah, you really ain't gonna know if that liquor got that bite until you taste that. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. You don't know if it got that bite. You don't know if you're drinking some 5 year, or you're drinking 23 year. You don't know. You don't know, man. And you gotta have that thing straight. And for real though, I get exactly what you're saying.
You know it. You know what I'm saying? As a musician, every so often we gotta, get ourselves together. So, definitely understand the no chasing situation.
True. So how long have you literally been into the music?
Oh, yeah, making music has been like a part of my life since I was a little boy. My mom put me in lessons at the age of 5, 6 years old. I was in kindergarten. And so music was
my mom put me in at age 4.
Yep. I was a kindergartner. My mom was like, you're going to learn something else besides sports and a ball. You're going to learn a skill in art. And so she chose piano. And it was cool. I hated it, though. It was something that I didn't want to do. You had to go every Tuesday at 4 o'clock. Couldn't stand it. But it was something that I started to do every day. Grew to love it, and it became a therapeutic thing for me. Like, it was one of those things where I would literally just do it on my own. And when I got to like late middle, early high school, I started to venture into sports a little bit more. Of course, I played football and basketball and ran track, all that good stuff. And I was like, my mom was like, in order for you to do that, you got to continue to make music. And so me making music just literally, became a hobby. Went to college. Took that hobby to college, met some local rappers and producers and DJs, making beats for them, and all of a sudden, my little hobby became a career down the road.
Where'd you go to college at?
Savannah State University.
The Sand Nets, man, the goddamn Sand Nets, cuz. Damn, man, that's crazy. Yo, I went to fam, and we used to always play Savannah State. I used to be in Savannah probably more than I like sometimes. Yeah, man, it's funny because you always see like the most beautiful cities in the country, or like stuff like that. And Savannah's beautiful, but I guess it depends on like what you're looking for. I think if you're looking for some real Southern charm, then Savannah definitely has it.
Savannah's a hidden gem. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, it looks like New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? It has that vibe. It's a hidden gem. When I went there, I mean, we used to go visit for like vacations and stuff. But when I lived there, it was like, yo, this is a spot. My wife and I, we go there at least once a year just to kind of vibe out. But it's a
wine vibe, yeah.
It's a cool Savannah. But once you leave Savannah, you in the country, and it goes to a whole nother level. But once you get into the city, Savannah, like, all right, we good.
And let me just say about these damn sand nets, because for folks that don't really, I know you're probably thinking these sand nets some type of mosquito, but it's not. It is a real big ass bug. I don't know if you ever seen a horse fly that bites you, but it's similar to that. And as somebody that's had to sit there 3-4 hours at a time, bruh, I'm gonna let y'all know, man. What I'm saying is bring your bug spray. I don't know what bug spray says you're fighting against sand nets, but you gonna need to bring that bug spray, dog, because ain't nothing gonna stop them sand nets from doing what they want to do. That bite your ass.
That sounds a little scary for my liking.
That's real.
It's like a mosquito fly. Like it's not even. It's you can't hit them with your hand. You got to go get them. Like you got to punch them. Like it's not even.
Yeah, no, them things. They not no. They little tougher. You know what I mean? I seen Kong versus Godzilla last night. You know what I mean? They got that they got a different little exterior. You know what I mean? Shit different.
It has like a dragonfly vibe. Like it's a dragonfly and mosquito combined. Like that's what it is.
That's too much.
Yeah, man. You keep that right in Georgia, man. Now, are you from Georgia?
Yeah, I was born and raised right. Yeah, born and raised right in Marietta, Georgia, which is about 20 miles north of Atlanta. So we're considered like Metro Atlanta. So when I say I'm from Atlanta, it's really about 15 minutes north of the city. So you know what I'm saying. So I represent Marietta, so I'm not ashamed of it. You know what I'm saying. We got our spots out here too. So, but yeah, from Marietta, Georgia, born and raised. Still live in the same area. You know what I'm saying. Like I'm still here. Yeah. And so my thing is I didn't want to leave. You know what I'm saying? Like Atlanta is home. And we have everything everybody else got. You know what I'm saying? Hollywood is starting to come out here as well. So the music is here, the culture is here. I mean, it's really safe space to raise your children. It's cheap. You know what I'm saying? So I decided kind of
culture.
all day.
I love it here.
So you out there in Marietta?
I'm in Marietta, right?
Oh, you in Marietta? What part of Marietta?
Yes. I don't know what part.
Yeah.
The part where Powers Ferries Road is. That part.
Powers Ferry. Okay. So I can tell because you say Marietta. You know what I'm saying? We say Marietta.
I'm from Mississippi, so
I ain't gonna lie, Matt. I heard what you said. I was like, bro. I was like, I'm gonna let you say whatever you said because I don't think it was Marietta, but I was like, I feel like it could have been a local thing.
Look, his way is probably the correct way to say it.
I was like, that's cool, dog.
My way is the GPS way.
Yeah, if you're from Atlanta, you say Marietta. You know what I'm saying? Like we from Marietta. Marietta.
Wow.
If you're looking on the map, it's Marietta. So, but most natives will know when I say Marietta, they're like, "Oh, you from Marietta?" Like I'm from Marietta. So,
see, y'all heard it here first, y'all. I ain't never heard nobody in my whole life.
Some context, some ATL context.
Marietta, man, y'all way up at Marietta. I'm gonna say that one time, and somebody gonna ask me, "You from Marietta?" I'm like, nah, man, no brother, man, you from Marietta, not me. I ain't from there, man. They gonna start asking local streets. Bro, you remember that little $2 Tuesday spot, bro? Nope, I don't know that, man. I don't know that, bro. I don't know it.
You gotta be careful.
I care about that Mayweather, man, for sure.
That's what's
So
up.
listen, speaking of Mahalia, how did this opportunity come about? Because I know seeing that music is a part of your life, that is probably like a dope landmark in your lifetime.
Oh yeah. So I worked with the director Kenny Leon. Kenny Leon is a director here based out of Atlanta.
Okay.
He's a Broadway Tony Award winning director, a lot of stage plays, and he also does movies. He did comes on Netflix and all. So him and I have a really close relationship. And he called me during the middle of a pandemic. He's like, "Yo, I'm working on this project for Lifetime. You want to do it?" I'm like, "Yeah, what you got?" He's like, "Mahalia Jackson Story," and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like I was scared. Mahalia is a who, that was a feat. Like, and I was kind of like, there's certain people that we can't do, like Prince, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, and Mahalia. Those are like,
agreed.
You got to tread in water. He was in it. He was like Danielle Brooks was in it. I got the script and I read the script and fell in love with it. I love the fact that we focused on her. It was a love story to her. It was a homage to her more so than telling all her business or going through some ins and outs we can do later. But I feel like we've a movie that gave Mahalia the respect that she deserved. So keep sure we did that. He was like, "This is not, this is a love story, a homage to show us to show the world what we think of Mahalia." So definitely I jumped on it. Got with Danielle Brooks a couple months later. It was during pandemic, had to quarantine, had to wear masks, had to take every other day. She came to the studio, we knocked out the songs, and then they flew, and they were originally supposed to shoot it here in Atlanta, but our COVID numbers were so high, she ended up having to shoot it up in Vancouver. And so they shot it in Vancouver. So I was here in Atlanta, going back and forth, talking to them on the phone, Vancouver, and it was an amazing experience to work on that. It was a life-changing moment because Mahalia was, it was my mom's favorite singer. I heard her every weekend. So I called my mom, "Don't mess it up."
Mom was like, "I don't really have much to say to you, but don't mess it up."
Yeah, no, like really.
Thanks, Mom. Thanks.
I said, "Hey, Mom, I'm doing Mahalia," and she was like, "For real?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Who's doing it?" And I was like, "Kenny Leon." She said, "Oh, okay." "Who's playing it?" I said, "Danielle Brooks." And she was like, "Okay." Like she was very.
Yo.
I was like, "Mom, you're not optimistic." She was like, "I just want y'all to do what y'all."
She's like, "Impress me now."
She's like, "Oh, okay. Oh, it all sounds good right now. I'm gonna just wait. I'm gonna wait. Damn. Exactly. I wish y'all could have got some of it shot. Did y'all get any of it shot in New Orleans? Any of it?
No. We were trying to.
Damn.
Yeah, it was so much. Because we started shooting this back in September, and these numbers was crazy, and the network wanted to make sure everybody stayed. Vancouver was like the safest place. Toronto and Vancouver were the safest places for with the whole restrictions and keeping everybody safe. But we wanted to shoot here in Atlanta, and we were going to do a lot of shooting in Savannah as well, because Savannah has that New Orleans vibe. So it was going to do back and forth. But like I said, our numbers here in Georgia was like stupid. So we were like, Vancouver was a spot. But we did all the recording.
Man. Governor Kemp down there, like, whatever, bro. I'm gonna just say something about this really quickly because I just feel like since we talking about Georgia really quickly, like first of all, Republicans, dog, funniest people in the world, right? They want corporations to speak for themselves, right? With Citizens United by way of throwing their dollars into elections, but when corporations start to speak up for themselves outside of their dollars and cents and begin to speak like people, all of a sudden I got a problem with it. Nah, keep your coke. and keep your distance too. You know what I mean? Like, nah, don't be trying to come back and make it no all these double.
Okay.
The Republicans, y'all gotta stop with that, man. I'm just saying, I'm not no crazy wild Democrat, but I will say is the messaging by Republicans is we rolling with it until y'all not rolling with us, and then like it's now we done with you, right? And it's like, all right, bro. So now we talking about businesses can't speak, but only when y'all giving dollars. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I mean, my wife and I had these conversations every day. I mean, it's all a game. What Governor Kemp is doing is scary, ridiculous, responsible. It was all good a week ago, and all of a sudden,
it was all good.
And and I'm in Cobb County, you know what I'm saying, and we went blue, and we've never been blue, you know what I'm saying. We've always been red since I was a little boy. We have our, Mayweather have his spots, you know what I'm saying. Like you cross train tracks, you on a whole other side of town, and there's certain parts of my city I don't ride through because I'm not supposed to be over there. You know what I'm saying? Like I graduated from the high school, Marietta High School. My dad was the first class to integrate the high school, and he graduated in 1960. So 30 years of me graduating, I wouldn't have been allowed to be on that side of town. You know what I'm saying? So for us to have these issues, 50 years later, it's kind of wild. You know what I'm saying? And just to see the game that's being played, because Texas just passed the law. They just redid their voters' laws. Like all of a sudden, Texas got these new laws, and it's just it's ridiculous, man. And we're going back in time. I think what happened with our administration 4 years prior. Well, our last administration, it woke up that sleeping giant that we thought we put to sleep, and now the messages are confusing and crazy. I was having up in the Facebook debate with someone that I went to high school with, like went to high school with you, played with you and tears with you, and you're debating me about race. And I'm like, no, bro, like you wasn't racist in 2000. Like now you racist now. Now not the Seuss books are issues. And my thing is too, what I tell a lot of people, my wife and I had real good conversation. You're kind of playing for the team that you've been assigned to. It's like, by me being in Atlanta, I'm an Atlanta Falcons fan. And it seems like a lot of Republicans are just Republicans because their granddads were Republicans.
Yeah, that's it.
And it's
that's it.
It's like, and I feel like now we have a choice to be racist. It's starting to become out like, I'm just going to stand my ground. I'm going to go against the grain. And it's like, is it right or wrong? It doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat. It's a right or wrong to me. Like, is it right that the man stood on George Floyd's neck for 8 minutes? Is it right that we are having to, change our voting laws when it was okay 6 months ago? Like, is it right? It's not making nothing better. And that's the scary part, is that right or wrongs are being really confusing right now. And it's a lot of gray area, and it's allowing people to say things that they don't need to say or they would never have said 10 years ago.
Totally agree.
That's for damn sure. Folk have been emboldened in so many ways, man, over the last 4 or 5 years. And I'll give you the watershed moment. I think the really moment in which like it really took another level is during the debate when Trump said stand back and stand by to the Proud Boys. I think that was a moment when I think that like it was a lot of moments like when he said there's good people on both sides in Charlottesville and folk got ran over, somebody died. That was a moment. But I think that on national, everybody's watching. And then that allowed them to kind of give that energy when people really said no to white supremacy and just went and put it to rest. He was like, you know what y'all want me to say? Like, what you want you to say?
That was a moment, and also that was a huge moment for me. I mean, when he said that, I was like, oh, he tripping. But when he didn't recognize,
was like, we here, basically. He
didn't recognize John Lewis. And he didn't come to his funeral. John Lewis passed. John Lewis is the reason why we all vote. He stood in line for us to stand in line. And when John Lewis passed, and he said he didn't go to his funeral, said he didn't understand his work. It was in an interview. That hurt me because the black folks that voted for Trump, the only reason why they're there is because of John Lewis. You see what I'm saying? So it's like it's that giant that is awoke in America. It's awakened in America, and we have to um, understand it's alive and well, and it's even moving faster and quicker than it did in the 50s and 60s. My dad told me the other day on Easter, he said, at least in the 60s, I knew who not to mess with. You know, at least I knew where not to go. You know what I'm saying? You know, I knew I couldn't go to the east side or I couldn't go that side of town. At least they told me they didn't like me. You see what I'm saying? Now it's a different feel. And now they're changing laws. Now that things are starting to become confusing. And it's like, you know, even like I said, friends I grew up with, I'm having debate on Facebook about right and wrong. I'm just like, wow, we played together, bro. Like we, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I ate at your house or vice versa. Like now all of a
True
sudden we
definition
grown.
of that shit being passed down. Straight up.
Yep. Well, it's like I said, you are assigned, you know, I'm an Atlanta Falcons fan because I was born in Atlanta and all I know is the Falcons. So once I know as sorry as the Falcons are, or as great as the Falcons are, I'm going to cheer for the Falcons. And so, you know, hopefully our allies are waking up and saying, hey, whatever's wrong is, you know, is wrong, you know, and that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for more of my white friends and white colleagues to say, this is not good. And I'm starting to see that more often. I need to see more, though. I think I need to see more.
Absolutely.
Because as it impacts us, it's going to ultimately impact them as well. You know, because we're all on this, you know, we're all affected. You know, and we're not our ancestors, you know, and at the same time, we're there's a lot of people, including myself, is going to buck the system and say that's not right and call you out for it, and are willing to, you know, sacrifice some things for our children. You know, I want my child to grow up in a safe area. I grew up in a safe area. I grew up in, you know, in the South, and my parents paved the way for me to be okay and go to a high school with white, Black, Hispanic, Latinos, Asian. Like I had a white roommate in high school, in college. I mean, after college. So it's okay to be together, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of confusion, and I feel like that's what has started to happen. You know, and I'm glad with Mahalia, Kenny touched on that. Kenny talked about that in Mahalia.
Yes.
He wanted that we saw these moments that was going on. Like even in 1963, we were still dealing with the stuff. It's kind of fun. We're still dealing with it now, and it's like 60 years later. So it's wild.
So I'm sure composing this music actually gave some type of emotional touch to everything. And how was dealing with emotions, considering you had to kind of take your mind back to it?
Yeah, because, you know, like I said in the beginning, music is therapeutic for me. It's emotional for me. That's why I score film. I love scoring films because I can tap into those inner emotions that I have. Dealing with the George Floyd, like when I did the Black Church PBS documentary, George Floyd, as I was scoring it, George Floyd was dying. And I remember here in my area, in my studio, I'm working on the score, and I look over, I have a monitor, a television monitor, and I see the CNN pop up, and I see it as I'm scoring a scene in the Black church. And having my son come downstairs asking me questions about what he saw accidentally on CNN. You know what I'm saying? So I use all that emotion to portray that in the music as much as I could. And even with Mahalia, you know, there were certain scenes that, you know, when Mahalia talks to Dr. King about faith, that was very important to me because that's where we're at with the whole COVID disease going on, and the administration of our government is acting crazy, and then we got to wear masks everywhere we go. All we got is faith right now. We got to believe in something. And so I use that emotion to, you know, write the music for the scene that dealt with nothing but faith, with Dr. King talking to Mahalia about her faith, and listening to God, and trusting her gifts. And that's where I think we're at as a nation, is that we have to believe in something. And so emotionally, musically, it helps me. It's therapeutic a lot of times. And these projects are very well in line of where I'm at in my life personally. So.
The older black folk in the church, especially black women in the church, right, got this saying. Now I was watching this game the other day on Instagram. It was a commercial that scrolled through. It was sponsored post, and this one was actually good. There were some people sitting down at the table, and they were throwing up acronyms. Now, this acronym was in relation to this entire conversation of something you would hear in church. So we're really gonna bring us full.
You muted. There you go.
Can you hear me? Okay, cool. That was my mama calling. She always calling me. She always calling me. Damn. Anyway, mama, stop that, man. You know I've been doing during lunch break hours. Anyway, so look, you got the people sitting down. Anyway, it's a phrase in which typically older black women say in the church, and the acronym is, I'm gonna look to my left because I think it's over here. TTSTD. TTSTD. And TTSTD, I will tell you what the first T is. Tell.
I'm lost. TTSTD.
Tell to.
That's it. We ain't gotta look. Y'all can't be googling now, man. Tell the truth, shame the devil, man.
Yes,
Tell the truth, shame the devil, dog.
You got me. You got me.
That's really my response to everything you were saying.
Mama calling, bro.
Hold on. Damn, cuz.
Oh man, Mama calling. That's my back. I'm like, yo,
she ain't playing. She ain't playing. Listen though, we have like 5 more minutes. So while he's tending to that, I can ask another question. So you were affiliated with P Valley, right?
Yes. I was the music
producer. Listen, there was a whole wildfire in Mississippi because I'm from Mississippi, and the Jackson, Mississippi music scene is crazy, right? So we had all different kinds of conversations and whatnot. Help me understand so I can help artists understand the music process and why, in fact, certain people from Mississippi technically did not get to be involved in the scoring of P Valley.
Well, on that end of it, I don't know. So you got a lot of different.
Know.
Well, here's the thing: when you have a lot of people are involved in producing and creating a television show. So you got, the showrunner, which was Couture Hall. You have producers, you have creative director, you have a whole bunch of people involved. And so with that in mind, it goes down that road of creative input of what they're looking for. Me personally, it was shot here in Atlanta. And so I was a composer. So my main job was to just write the music, the underscore of it, and produce that music as far as that. As far as song selection, that goes through the music supervisor and the creator, Couture Hall, and they go through a plethora of music and find out. I know this season they are doing that. They're reaching back and getting those artists and those, especially out of Mississippi and Memphis, that whole area. They're going back and getting all that stuff. But also too, though, a lot of times, there's many different things involved as far as what the story tells, you know what I'm saying, and what comes from it. I tell a lot of musicians and artists, when you're making music on a certain level, make sure your songs don't have samples in it. Make sure that your songs are doing more than just some on your
Great
computer.
Advice.
Put your song out. A lot of people submitting music, just throwing songs out there like everybody make tracks. You know what I'm saying? So put your stuff out. You know what I'm saying? Go perform your music. So you got a show like P Valley coming on. You can say my music is at the radio station. My music is XYZ. I know what hurts a lot of musicians is like, the content they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? And the samples they use, and then paperwork on your music. Make sure that's done. I've had tracks submitted to me, and
no paperwork.
I'm like, well, bro, I can't submit this to the white folks because they ain't gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? They gotta have paperwork. They gotta have attorneys involved, who is the saying who's the rapper, is don't get in trouble, don't get locked. There's a lot of stuff involved.
A lot. Yeah.
You just gotta.
You're answering the question perfectly. Exactly. Like those are the steps. And a lot of people do think that it's like, yo, I got a dope song and this matches the vibe of the show. So my shit should be up on there. And it's like, no, like you got stage A through Z before you even get back to step 2. So it's so much involved in the music game. It's not that simple at all.
It's not that simple, and I know it's frustrating. At some points, as me as a musician, I started off making beats and working with rappers and songwriters, and then the best advice I was given, it was like, put your own stuff out. Stop waiting on somebody else to put it out for you.
I mean, for real, like I think a lot of people always wait for somebody to put them on. I'm not saying like, at some point we're not gonna need help or be a part of something, or hopefully it's a collab or opportunity coming out of the pipeline. But it's like them opportunities not coming if you're not putting the work out there. Like most people don't put out one song and be like, boom, I'm a musical, I'm a genius. Okay. Like, no, it's like a body of work, and it's somebody, okay. It reminds me of like people that apply to PhD programs, or like a program that's gonna require you to do a lot of writing. Like the reason why you gotta submit 27 pages part of your application to a writing sample is to illustrate your stamina. If you put 20 pages together, ma'am, sir, you ain't gonna be able to write 150, 200, 240 pages worth of dissertation.
Ain't no way.
And so the same thing goes for like in your lane. If you a music composer and you are putting together these scores, you had to have shown somebody before that you could put together a well-composed score for a film. Like, it just is what it is. And it's like, yo, like, people be thinking like people just be on. Like, you wake up one day and they just own. Like,
right.
It truly is a process. And it truly is, like I said, P Valley blew up. It was one of those things where the opportunity came. I know Katori was sitting on this stuff for a while. And when it came, boom. And now that season 2 is coming and approaching, there's going to be a lot more opportunities for others to create and go out and reach back and get those people. But I just feel like people who be upset about their songs not being on, be happy there's a platform for your music. I just tell people all the time, like, you might not be on this, but you might be on season 3 or season 4. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you can't be mad because you don't hear your local song. What you can do is say, thank God somebody said our name, our state, and giving us homage to the state and to the pride of what our state is. Atlanta was going through that forever. Georgia was going through that forever. We didn't get our respect until after, some things happened. We had Outkast.
This is the same story. That's right.
Now, all of a sudden, new movies are here, and everybody's here and working with us. And it was because of what T.I., Outkast, Tyler Perry, Babyface, TLC, what they've done to build the community for us to be here. So I said the same thing about others. Understand that it's going to take some moments and time for things to go through. Plus, you're still dealing with politics. You're still dealing with LA. You're still dealing with New York. You got those powerhouses and those kind of, those influences as well. So the fact that a show is made to highlight the Southern flair of a Black strip club is, to me, and the way it was done so beautifully and creatively, that is the salute. Like, okay, great. Now let's go back and put those pieces together. And I'm pretty sure that Katori and the creative team will reach back and grab those artists and go grab those, because they're looking for them now, And that's the thing that we have to, it takes time and patience. And once it happens, make sure you're prepared by having your song done. Paperwork.
That part.
Go out and perform your records. You know what I'm saying? Stop sending emails. Go get a website. Put out a mixtape, and then get that buzz so no one can deny you.
Absolutely.
Agreed. Perfect answer.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
So before we get out of here, let the audience know how they can find you on all social media platforms, your website, all that good stuff.
I am on all social medias at MattHead Music. My website is www.matthewheadproductions.com. I kind of keep that up to date with the blog as well, so definitely check in with me throughout there.
For sure. Thank you,
We
brother.
appreciate your time.
Matthew Head in the building, man. Compose all the scores, yo, for the new Mahalia Jackson movie coming out, man. Best of luck to you, brother, in the future.
Truly appreciate you. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you for your time.
All righty. Bye.
Yo, what's good? See, hell of an interview, man. Matthew Head came out here, man, from Mayweather, Georgia. Mayweather, y'all. And by the way, I just want to say, Mom, you out there, you really did a number on this one, man. And look, I hope that when I call you back right after I get off this, it's gonna be something important. If it's something like it, cause you ain't no way you text me and then you call me and then you FaceTime me. I'm thinking the sky is falling. So like, yo, Mom, I just hope that
we love you, Mom.
Okay, yeah, we love you, but one call sometimes is enough. If I put you on decline the first time, and definitely the second time, and this is for anybody out there, that doesn't
Move
mean
accordingly.
Call again. What it means is that if you get in decline, then probably that person is busy, or
We're
the
not
worst, they
available
just
at this time.
And so either way, though, you need to stop calling. Is what I'm saying. You need to refrain from calling. Because you can blow up an interview how you did just now. I was up there trying to explain TTPD, which was what? Tell the truth, shame the devil.
Shame the devil.
Which was the way in which to respond to the brother's answer. I was just trying to say, instead of saying amen, tell the truth, shame the devil, and the whole moment just got blown up. Boom. Anyway, y'all, make sure y'all check out the website, man, blackisnochaser.com. Yeah, go check out all the articles. Flow on through there, man. Check out the merch shop. Go on there as well. The merch, look, is lit. And the best part about this is everything you see about the website, about the chain really, really soon. I'm keep saying this is why, because this is history in the making, y'all. And we documenting this stuff in real time. We learning out in public with y'all. We really are letting y'all see authentically as much as humanly possible. Black Afro Chaser has evolved. And we haven't arrived just yet. I don't think we ever gonna arrive. But with that being said, though, make sure you following us across all social media platforms, man. Social media is huge. Why? Because that's where we building our community, building our tribe at. So make sure you check us out there. And on Twitter, the Twitter heads, they hated on us. So the Be Black No Chaser is the new Twitter handle. Be Black No Chaser. So if you're checking out for us, don't look up Black with No Chaser. Look up Be Black No Chaser on Twitter.
That's right.
But everything else is Black with No Chaser. But until next time, kids, adults, and brothers and sisters out there all around the world, man, thank you for tuning in again to the Black Lunch Break with me, your boy Rillo, and my girl, my co-host, my sis, Seek, all the way in Mayweather, Georgia, y'all. I'm in DC. Until next time, man, we out. This is Black Lunch Break, where we think black,
live black, unapologetically.
Peace out.
Dope.
Being that you have such a reach, I thank you for putting me on, man.
For sure. And we always ask folks when they first come on here, man, because it's like a tradition. We started doing this the first season we started. And the question is right there in front of you. You can see it. What comes to mind when you hear Black with No Chaser?
With no chaser. Pure, hardcore. The real. You know what I mean?
The real.
Yeah, man, the essence, the real essence.
I really appreciate y'all. This has been one of the most amazing interviews I've ever done. My job as one of the OGs, and my teachers will tell you, my teachers started Duke Ellington, the first class of Duke Ellington in DC. They were revolutionaries. They were street kings and queens. Glenda Dickerson, I got to give homage. Mike Malone, Peggy Cooper Cafridge, Skipper Driscoll, Charles Organs. Well, he's still alive, God bless. Charles Brown, who saved.
What are you listening to? It really actually doesn't matter what you listen to. Well, you should be listening to Black with No Chaser Radio, clearly. So forgot about that. Never forget. Right. Never forget. My mistake. Black with No Chaser Radio.